My name is Nairi again, and I work and live here in Heidelberg as an audio engineer. I know some engineers will hate me for saying this, but sorry. And first of all, I hope you get better with your cold. We need you.
I hope to.
My question is as follows. When you say small is good and the small ingenuity of small groups bringing up good ideas and big ideas, my question is, what role should the government play in implementing ways for these small groups to be more independent, to have more freedom in their innovations, let's say? What role should or does the government have in this aspect? Thank you.
I think we have enough independence in Armenia. There's so much excitement now. I don't think there were any restrictions before. I think the reality is how we can help these young people. And for that, in this case, we need some infrastructure and support. Infrastructure and support in this case, I mean, if you have startups, at the end of the way for a classical startup is to have a startup, a seed support, and then the right environment, then you go to the venture. And the venture support you and they push you up. I think we have to create the right environment for a global Armenian and Armenia-related community of startups, and not only startups, but science, technology, and education, that they can benefit. So this is what we have to do, to create the environment when they will succeed. Otherwise, what will happen, and that will happen not only in Armenia, the great talent will start migrating to the place. Ideas and young people are liquid. They will move to the places where they'll find their ideas and their innovation basically executed. What I want to do, because the world is at the end of the day, is a small place. You don't have physically to go to California or Silicon Valley. Being in Armenia, you have to be a part of that Silicon Valley process and be successful. This is what we have to create in Armenia.
Thank you very much, President, for your most interesting speech. I'm Jochen Frover and former director of the Max Planck Institute for Public International Law here in Heidelberg. I had the privilege visiting your beautiful country, invited by a former young researcher from Armenia at our institute, who's, I think, doing well. You may even know him by the name of Muradyan. My question concerns the unfortunate political situation existing in your surroundings, namely the so-called frozen conflict concerning Nagorno-Karabakh. What is your view on how these problems could be solved, hopefully peacefully?
I was saying that small is beautiful. That's true. But in this world of quantum behavior, small can be also dangerous, because small can have big power. And the frozen conflict in a small place, which is called Nagorno-Karabakh, or we call it Republic of Artsakh, until it's resolved, it could become one day dangerous if not managed well. For me, there is no other way rather than to have a peaceful resolution of this conflict. Any other way will be completely destructive for everybody. I think, and it's not about how much powerful you are, how much money you are spending on buying arms, how big is your army. The place is a focus of many interests. If you look at that, we are born, and for centuries we lived in an environment where there is a real concentration of interests, power, challenge, and it's a real crossroad of different civilizations. Look around what's happening. Syria is not very far. Middle East is not very far. It's Iran today. It's Azerbaijan, Georgia, Armenia. It's Turkey, Russia. Anything, even small, starting destabilizing the system will be very destructive. So there is only one way forward, which is the peaceful resolution of the conflict. And I hope that conflict resolution will be based on common sense and will be based on the human values. And in this case, in my understanding, these are the rights of the people of Nagorno-Karabakh. I hope the solution, final solution, will be, at the end of the day, addressing the human rights of the people of Nagorno-Karabakh.
I feel quite privileged being here today, listening to you. I'm an Armenian living in Heidelberg for over 40 years. You showed to us in a very effective and excellent manner the positive sides of the international, well, global interconnectivity, you know, its advantages and how it is a chance for us, you know. Do you see also any negative aspects of global interconnectivity, and what would you recommend, or what effective tools do they do in Armenia to overcome any negative interconnectivity problems, if there are any, in your opinion?
The world is much more complex. We're speaking about interconnectivity. When you are a global, let's say, nation, what you can have, for example, from just an Armenian side, you can have huge number of Armenians that live abroad, away from Armenia, having huge influence on the country, while not living there. Okay? Those who live there and those who don't live, they are the same nation, but they live in different environments. So interconnectivity has many faces, both positive and negative one. But it's always the case. And first days of, because interconnectivity is also real and virtual, a tool at the end of the day. Globalization, industrial scientific revolution, the human creativity, the role of education and all of that. At the end of this very, very long chain that I can continue comes one important factor called morality. Okay? If you don't have the human morality, not German morality, not Armenian morality, human morality. If you don't have the morality, then all of these factors, be that in education, you will educate wrong people. You will create the wrong startups and the wrong ideas. Your technological advances will become weapons instead of becoming tools of advancement and so on and so forth. So among all of this chain, there's a simple truth that we are human. And there should be something that at the end of the day must be absolutely important. So whatever we do should have human common sense and should have a morality and sort of a soul or a heart, whatever you call it, in the foundations of what we are doing. Otherwise, we're capable of doing bad things. And it doesn't matter who you are, what nationality. So it should be human.